What is going on, my dudes? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back finally with the PT-GT, and we are going to be continuing the body restoration project and making some serious progress in this video. So be sure and stay tuned because this one is full of some insane stuff. I really can't complain about the weather. It's been so nice and it's finally warmed up. It's finally spring, but today it sucks. And the next couple days it's gonna kind of suck. I really do not like gray, just shrouded rainy days like this. The sunshine makes me happy, but hey, I will take it over 0 degrees. Feels so good to be out here washing cars again. But anyways, now that we got things cleaned up, we're gonna go ahead and start working on fitting up the new fender and kind of seeing how everything's gonna work. And then in the next couple days, I'm going to be getting the paint in the mail so that I can paint the door jambs of the new doors, and then we can go ahead, strip these apart, and swap everything over to the new doors. Because I am gonna be rocking the white doors for probably, I'm gonna guess, a week after we get all the body work done until we can finally spray it. So we're gonna go for it. I got some funny ideas for, for the interim period as well. Well guys, here's a quick peek. I actually started sanding this door. I'm gonna kind of do this one off camera and get practice. And I'm gonna do that one and show the whole process on camera, but it's going good. I just need to get my wire brush out or something, the flat disc on the grinder, do something to clean up this rust real quick. It's a little windy out here, so hopefully you guys can hear me, but I actually got the headlight thrown in really quick on the new old panel, the new white panel, I should say. I got everything just buttoned up so that I can actually drive it tonight. I miss it so bad that I'm gonna go ahead and send it just for fun. Also, pardon the fact that Mom is running the vacuum over there and messing up my audio, but I went ahead and buttoned things up here. Got a couple more bolts in. I got 3 or 4 of the bolts in the headlight, and I also swapped over the LED bulb, and it looks like that fender is good to go. I don't have to fix anything. There is a little spot here on the lip. You can see right here where it's a little nicked, and I thought that that might rub, but it seems to be okay. We shall see. But the fitment is pretty good. I need to adjust it a little bit, but like even the gap here, you can see it's pretty close. It's a little big. I can't wait till this thing actually looks decent again. But for today, I'm gonna live up to the racer stereotype, and you know, I gotta let people know. I gotta let people know what happens because race car and because Rip Deer. PT-GT is looking beautiful as always, at least from this side. We got the old redneck racer look still going on over here, but that is going to be gone by the end of this episode. As you guys know, I got new doors for the car that I got from a part out. Guys sold me them for a really good price. The only thing was they came from a cream colored car, which was fine by me because I wanted to do body work. I wanted to repaint it. I wanted to use this as a practice opportunity. And this ended up being perfect. So today we are going to be finishing painting the door jambs of these doors so that they match the rest of the inside of the car. I kind of stole this idea from Chris Fix, but basically I went ahead and did this whole door off camera to kind of practice, and then the next door, now that I've kind of got an idea of how it's going to work, I'm actually going to film the whole process over there. Now, a lot of you guys were asking me about this and I was staying quiet about it till now, but indeed I am painting the door jambs with rattle cans. I got paint matched paint from Touch Up Direct, not sponsored or anything. That's just the site that I chose. I got a paint match to the black color of the PT, and I have been using that to paint the door jambs, and for 2 reasons. One, I don't have a spray gun that I'm super confident in at the moment. I still have to make a drive up into Rochester to get the gun that I really want to use. 2, I just kind of wanted to try out rattle cans because I've seen people do some pretty crazy stuff with them, and I've always just been curious what you could do if you actually went all out with the primer, the base coat, and took your time with it. And the result has been pretty dang good, but as you can see, it is really super orange peeled, and like I said, I still need to buff this. It's gonna look a lot better once I go over it with a little bit of a cutting polish, get everything looking even because I have done some wet sanding and I need to do a little bit more, but I'd say that's pretty dang good for a spray paint can, and it's good enough for now. Maybe someday we'll sand it down and respray some stuff, but very happy with the result, and most importantly, I know that that's gonna hold up. Right, went over everything with some 1000 grit after the 600, and everything is looking pretty good as I want it to be, at least. I also masked everything off all around the window. All this kind of stuff I'm not super careful about. I don't really care because the door panel is going to be going over all this anyways, and you won't even see it. Around the window, I was extra careful. I masked really good. It's good practice for masking, and I think it turned out good. I followed the same basic procedure as the other door. Primer I'm going to be using is pretty simple stuff. It is a Rust-Oleum primer, but it is a 2-in-1. It's filler and it's sandable, which is kind of interesting because usually you have your sandable primers and your filler primers. This will act as our primer, and if there are any small blemishes that I want to smooth out, I can sand them down. So this is going to fill in some of the other stuff, some of the little stuff. This is going to work perfect for this and going to make it look good enough for my standards for this project. Well guys, I started to do a second coat of the base coat, and guess what? I ran out of base coat. Of course, classic Jimmy move. I don't know why I thought 1 can of this paint would work, but it clearly did not. I want to make it clear that the whole point of this project is for me to learn what the heck I am doing. I know a little bit about bodywork. I know extremely little about actually painting, so that's kind of why I'm taking my time and I'm doing this. I'm doing as much of it as I can myself, and I figured the door jambs was a perfect opportunity, even though there's a lot of curves and interesting places to have to try to paint. It's a spot that is not quite so bad if you do mess it up, and I messed up this time because I didn't calculate things correctly. So door number 2 for now is a giant fail. For now, I'm gonna leave it as it is right now. I'll go over it and finish it up in the future, but for now, we got 1 decent door, and that's all we need because I really wanna get these doors mounted up so that we can continue on with the project and get into the most important stuff, the door jambs. They can get taken care of later. I'm gonna be going ahead and taking the doors right off. We're gonna be pulling the panels off, figuring out the wiring, swapping over whatever we can and whatever we need to get everything to work. It's gonna be a lot easier with the doors off the car, so I am currently working on removing the front passenger door. The wiring is the main thing that I'm concerned about. This is the plug for it, and it was positioned way back in here, and you can see it had this little metal clip that was just kind of slid over one of these supports back in there, and I was able to just slide it back and feed it through here so that I can unplug it. In order to do that, I removed the glove box, which is really easy, it just pops out. So now I just got to unplug this little wiring harness and pop the grommet out through the side of the car, which is going to be a little challenging, but should be able to do it with some pliers and if I give it enough of a wiggle. And I have an idea of how I'm going to be able to do this and not have the door just fall off the car. All right, hopefully this is going to help this go a little bit smoother. With the jack under the door, now we're just going to go ahead and break these bolts loose and get them out. Well guys, we're another step closer to having our own version of Leroy. Dude, this is so gross all in here. This is gonna get cleaned out super good. Now for the fun part though, we gotta go ahead and figure out the wiring. More than likely, I'm gonna be swapping all the wires over as much as I can and figuring out the whole door lock thing. And of course, the door panels are gonna get swapped over to the new doors as well. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and pull the front door panel off and start figuring out the wiring so that we can swap it over to this one. Gonna take a quick little break from the wiring from the door. Check out this little package that just came in the mail. A faithful subscriber that I've talked to a lot on Instagram, Evan Melton. He's a really cool dude. He's got F-150. He's been working on. He's a fellow PT owner as well. We've been buddies in the DMs for a long time. He is truly one of the OGs here on the channel, but he told me he wanted to send me a little bit of a surprise. And today, I believe it finally came in the mail. So we're gonna go ahead and open this thing up and check out what Evan sent us. Oh, no, you didn't, Evan. Evan, no, you didn't. Well, y'all are gonna have to wait till the next video to see what that was. Dude, this is gonna be one hard secret to keep. Anyways, I pulled some of the plastic off the door here and took a closer look at the wiring harness. Basically, we have 2 wires here that aren't on that door, or I should say 2 connectors, and they came up through this slit in the plastic, which does exist over here, but there's nothing coming through it because there's no power mirror or power locks. This should be pretty easy to swap over. We should be able to just swap over this harness from this door and throw it in that door, because everything else should plug up the same way as the others. Pretty sure that if we swap out this, the the latch. That will take care of our power lock issue. That's all we have to do, and then we should be able to slip everything out with this grommet and throw it in the other door. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start unplugging some things and swap it over really quick. Spaghetti. Here's the motor and everything for the power locks on the old door. All I had to do was get the rod for the door latch on the outside off, and I was able to pull these rods out, and this way we'll be able to reuse this chrome little tip. Anyways, now that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and carefully pull this plastic off because I want to preserve it. I don't really know if this plastic is necessary, but I am gonna try to preserve it here on the old door. The new old door, I should say. And we already got the slick cut here, so we can just run the wires up through and swap everything over. So we got all the wires in place already. Swapping over the power locks was a bit of a pain in the butt to get everything in and out. Ended up removing this bolt right here to get the track for the window to move around a little bit. That gave me enough play to get things in and out. Probably the biggest pain was getting the rod that goes up to the door handle on and off. But other than that, I was able to barely finagle things out and get them in and out, and it worked. Alright guys, man, just like that, we are already all set. That actually wasn't too bad at all, and everything swapped over like it should. I'm gonna bring the door over and test everything, make sure everything is gonna work okay. Alright, it works. We got it! So the back door is going to be a lot more simple, and something very interesting I found out about the power locks is that unlike how the power locks are built into the actual assembly like on the front door, the rear door actually utilizes this little thing right here. It goes around inside and bolts up right here. This rod goes up into the latch, and actually I can feel it in there. This latch that's already in this door has a spot for the rod to go into already, so it's already just ready to have the motor plugged into it. It's very interesting. So it looks like we're not going to have to swap that out. We just have to bolt this in and get the rod put into place.
2 hours later.
Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown. Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown. Escape, let's escape. Let's escape.
Guys, this was some huge project. We finally got the doors on and all the wiring figured out, which ended up not being barely as bad as I thought it would be. It was just a matter of swapping everything over and getting it installed on the doors. With a little patience, we have everything pretty much all good to go here. Of course, the rear door jamb doesn't look barely as good, but this door jamb turned out really, really good, considering that it just needs to be polished a little bit to finish up. Matches everything really well. It just turned out amazing. Everything is a filthy mess, and I need to do a ton of cleaning because everything, car was already muddy before I started, and now it's extremely muddy. But even still, even though I wasn't able to finish this door, it still looks pretty good, as you guys can see. It's at least better than nothing, and we will be finishing it up very soon. But for now, it's installed and we can continue on with the project. Obviously, the doors are not fit up perfectly. The front fender still isn't fit up perfectly. Everything needs to be kind of adjusted and gotten so that the gaps fit up a little bit better than they do right now. But considering that I got them on all by myself and just kind of did the best I could with what I had, I think it turned out amazing. As always, shout out to you guys for the continued support and just watching the videos. It helps me more than you guys could ever know. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for following along with the progress so far, and this is only the beginning. Even though this was some good progress, in the next video we're going to be starting to sand down the whole body, do a bunch of different body work, take care of a bunch of stuff around the car that has driven me crazy for years. From there, the really big stuff is going to happen, so if you haven't already, be sure and smash the subscribe button because everything is going to happen super fast now, and we have so much insane stuff coming. The next video on this car will be out within the next day or two. A lot of you guys are going to be super hyped on that. So again, smash that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button if you did enjoy, because that helps out the channel more than you could ever know. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching this quick little channel C.G.E video. You rock. God bless you guys, and I will see you in the next one.